unmute. There you go. Welcome, welcome, YouTube. So top wick, bottom wick, red, green, red, green. Overall, I would expect the sellers to finish out here. Not necessarily. I don't know what's going to happen all day today. I'm going to kind of keep a neutral bias after this sell-off. But I know at the moment the sellers are still in control of the tape. If you look on a bookmap, I need to stream bookmap on YouTube, on Discord here too. Boom, boom, and boom. There we go. 49.40 is top liquidity on ES. Nasdaq has 17.4 and 17.537 up top. Like I mentioned, no landing needed. You can stay in the air forever. Yeah. So. Meanwhile, another new high in government employees. Yep. Yep. If I was president, the first thing I would do is cut 90% of all government employees across every single division. 90%. 17,476 and dropping. I've been a government employee my entire adult life. And I tell you, with extreme prejudice, they are worthless. There's a red candle top wicking down, including armed forces. Yeah. Trust me, I'm very well aware that we are an engorged carcass of a military complex. I've been in the military my whole life. Trust me. Red candles. Nicely fallen off here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Top wicking back down. I took my first scalp of the day right there with a couple of MNQs, micros, on the way down. Just going to get the ball rolling for the day. Dropping back off. Dropping back off. Beautiful. I'm still holding my MNQ shorts from yesterday, by the way, in my personal account. At one point, I was down $700 on them, but now I'm up about 1,000. So that played out pretty well. A little bit of risk it for the biscuit. Just a couple of small MNQ plays. 480 on down, bottom wicking. Microsoft is rebounding aggressively. Apple is going higher. I can be patient. Yeah, buddy. That's right. Let's do it. Be patient. There'll be plenty of opportunity today. I'm just playing a little bit small here, just getting my licks in, rope-a-doping, kind of getting the juices flowing, and then we'll get slinging stuff here in about 30 minutes or so. Doji'd out 17,493. XLF is 38.84. Microsoft is climbing aggressively 407 out of the top. Meta is up 15% to 456. Who had some Meta calls? I know, I think Ivan did. Didn't Ivan have a Meta call? So 49.34 on ES. Nasdaq is 17,512 after a very large bottom wick right there. And flying. I was looking at a 17 call, now 6. That dividend investment did them good, yeah. Yep. Well, that'd have been a killer play, Trippy Mike. Today we crash. We'll see. I'm going to hit refresh on the options chain data now that we are with an open session. And let's see if they rolled those deltas at all. Nope. Extreme exposure on 480, but that's so far down. I think dealers are going to be already hedged with that. That is just so far down. They would be breached, which means buying up the underlying here to hedge, and that's probably going to be a non-factor collateral today. 17,525, still going higher. $75.37. If we get a bounce on CL, it would be up to 72.98. Let's take a look here on CL. Man, they're blasting already down to 72.65. They already rejected 74. and they're still falling. Yeah, so right, yeah, I would agree right around that 73 because if you see, it put in a support there at 830 and then rejected it there at 925. So yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, 74, man, still is the base there. Is the base. What we got? Top wick and back down. I need some music. I'm going to hit play. So I put on a mixture, like an AI mixture on Spotify of music that I like. Like it just plays a bunch of crap that they think I like. So it just went from Little Wayne gangsta rap to a Christian worship song. Got to keep me on my toes, you know. Got to keep me on my toes. I know we don't post numbers, but dang, look at that. Well freaking done, McCampbell Soup. Well done. 2,860% win. 11 grand on $400. Well done. Well done. Huge green candles climbing. And up we are 542. So we're up about 100 points already on NASDAQ. Climbing hard. 540. Yeah, very nice. Oil is absolutely drilling at the moment. Absolutely drilling. That'll get you some Taco Bell. Absolutely. About to take my Wi-Fi to Taco Bell. Amazing. 17,541. And currently looking for a continuation here. 546. ES is coming higher into 49.40. That's going to be the next top dog there. There, let's take a look at this. We have some minor data, Michigan data here at the top of the hour. Michigan consumer sentiment. And then some oil news at 1 o'clock. And that is it. Rocket ship on NASDAQ here, climbing all the way up about 100 points recovery and going. $49.35 still going. Microsoft is very strong. Apple's very strong. Oil defending 72.20. And NASDAQ is popping up, still holding 550 here. We are 9 minutes in the market, and NASDAQ is extremely strong and just absolutely blasting. About to capture VWAP. Yeah, here at about, 15 points here. It'll tap it. Apple put on a red candle at bottom wick, and yeah, so far the bulls are just doing their dang job to defend the red candles. Still going. Still going. $17,558. Still going. Bullish flow is very, very strong. And they're coming into the pivot here at 6.2, and they just surpassed 100 points and still going. CVD is 2,000 green and going exponential, so the buyers are absolutely hammering this tape and going. And going. Let's see, 660 here. So aggravating, missed that MNQ bounce by a few ticks. That's all right. Ain't no thing. Plenty of movement will be today, so relax. You'll be all right. About the same call. Crazy lot. I spent 20 minutes looking at charts specifically on Meta NVIDIA, see how much more is possible. 112% up in a year. NVIDIA 200%. Nice. How is jobless claims negative and unemployment is positive? I'm sure you could derive that answer from yourself. 17,550. Well, all the data is revised. Every bit of the data is revised. So, you know, just saying. A little bit of top wick there, still very, very strong candle, and the red candles immediately flip back to green, so the buyers are still in control here. They are adding a little liquidity down to 500 at the moment, but the flow is extremely strong for the bulls. If they clear out the liquidity from 570, I would expect this entire red move to be completely bought up. But first is 570. Look for 570 first. Oil still continuing its rollover after a slight little green there. Oil's dumping back over. $5.50. First entry hit, looking at 49.26 stop for combined position. Nice math. Well done. By revised, do you mean they post message data that later change when everyone has moved on? Absolutely. It's exactly what happens. Huge green on NASDAQ. Blasted the whole thing right through 570. Look at the flow. The CVD is ridiculous right now. They are hammering this thing with volume. What does oil pay per point? It pays $10 per cent. So it's a spicy thing. It's a spicy product to trade. Rocket ship. Oil is dumperoni. Dumperoni. Try to dump back over again with bottom wick, but if oil releases here, it's going to go down another good amount. It's going to steamroll down even further here. 17,566. NASDAQ is going straight up, oil straight down. Right here. NASDAQ still blasting the first half hour. Going into Michigan consumer sentiment. And judging by that data, the consumer sentiment should be pretty positive. Pretty positive here. Can I go ship that oil to my house? Love it. Love it. NASDAQ still going here. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Can't trust the data. Yeah, NVIDIA still a rocket ship. Absolutely. NASDAQ still blasting. The flow is extremely strong on the order book right now. Extremely strong. Microsoft is flying. Meta, of course, is now up 20%. Meta is up 20% and blasting to 470. And that's what the kids call egregious. NVIDIA is flying as well. It's up 3%. Amazon is up 7%. Apple's down 2%, 2.3%. I can't imagine if Apple was up 3%, what would be with NASDAQ right now. But, yeah, NASDAQ still flying. Now up to 17,582. Up 120 points from lows. And still going. Still going. Just absolutely flying. Blasting off right there. See what it can do. Rocket ships. I'm longing some NASDAQ on this move. This is outrageous. Like, this is outrageous. I just longed the top and still is just absolutely flying. Absolutely outrageous. Look at the flows. Look, now that Meta is squeezing, I mean, it's just going to go. Wow. I'm telling you, it took out the 570. Now it's taking out the entire red move. As long as we took out 570, that was my indication to go long. Once we took out 570, we're taking out the entire red move, and we just did it in one freaking candle. This is absurd. I love it. I love volatility. Num 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 num. There are spots in the market when once the market wipes that liquidity, there's no other place to go except the next level. Taking out the full move. What's up, Alexander? Love being back here. Beautiful. That moved me, pushed me into Apex Fund, and now the fun begins. Hey, now the risk mitigation begins, Douglas. Evals are easy. 1 micro. Start small and build a buffer. NASDAQ still going, blasting out of the top. We're up 150 points and going. Holy crap. Meta is up 20%. What a freaking move this is. This week has been absolutely extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Still going. So now that we've taken out 611, I would expect the entire day to roll out. 643 and go. Just 643, take it. Extraordinary. Apple's flying. Microsoft is flying. Amazon is dumping, actually. Not doing good. Meta flying. Tesla flying. And going. Megacap earnings are still, megacaps are still flying 20%. That's extraordinary to me. Extraordinary to me. I've been in NASDAQ since 516. Beautiful. Beautiful. I just made 50 points on NASDAQ, and I'm still buying the top. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I would love to trade more, but I hit my 5x goal day today again. Oil and NASDAQ have been destroying my mental state in a good way. I got more than that yesterday and Wednesday. I don't know if I can handle more. just relax a little bit. You're good. If you 5x your goal, you could probably take the rest of the day off. I think you're okay. If you win the Powerball, like, are you going to go back the next day and buy another lottery ticket? Probably not. Not to say that you took a gamble. I'm just, making a comparison for earnings. What's my NASDAQ price target? My first target was 610. So once we took out 570, I was looking to capture the entire red move, which was 610. We blew right on through that, so my next guess is going to be pre-market highs of 643. That's going to be the next liquidity zone, 643. You talk about that's the reason why the imbalance is right there. So the imbalance for me is going to be what was going to be 610, 611 on NASDAQ. And we came right up inside that one, and now it's kind of getting a little top wicking. I did, Kit, yeah. Yeah, I'm not holding through that blast off. Scalped NVIDIA. Nice. Absolutely extraordinary. I love volatility. I'm going to miss this market when it's gone. Man, bonds are down 96.50. TLT's down to 1.7. Completely undoing any kind of hopes of rate cuts the next 6 months. If TLT does recapture 90, that's when I'll start looking to dip my toes in again. And then, of course, I'll be looking for possibly 85, but yeah. I held 3 short again all night. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel like I'm going on vacation right now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Little top wick on the old NQ there. Beautiful. 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 I would buy so much. Yeah, me too. Absolutely, I would. But right now, dealers are max short bonds. There's still going to be pressure in the bonds. The only reason we're going to have rotation in bonds is when the cuts start coming, or when we see the cuts start coming. So that's the whole reason why I haven't done it yet. And I think it's still preemptive to go long there. Once we know when the rate cuts are going to come, that's why the bonds are getting crushed right now, because it shows that the job market is still way too strong, and we can't cut yet. We're going to maintain rates. Even Jay Powell said that we're just going to kind of tread water here until we see what's happening. So, yeah. All right, a little bit red. Nice little top wick here, right inside the imbalance. We took out the red candle of 610. We got to 623, and then top wick. That was the imbalance on Nasdaq. So if you're, just a recap, is that once we took out the 570 right here, liquidity, which was a minor imbalance, we're going to be going to fill out the entire imbalance of the order book, and that's what we did. Huge right here. We grabbed that, top wick down. This was my target to start getting out of the trade. I didn't get out at first because I wanted to give it a chance to go to 641. So what you do is you roll your stops up. It was a very quick trade. The second I entered, this thing was just off to the freaking races. Not to mention I saw FOMO squeezing on Meta. Meta went from 15% to 20%. Ridiculous. But this is how I build my structure here on the market. Is I look for the liquidity in the market. There's a whole bunch here because the market told us it was right here. All this liquidity. The auction occurred all night long, and then we came up and just redealt with that. Right back down. Beautiful. Top wick down right here. Red's still pressing down. 6-6. 5-6-6. $571, $572. Nice little sell pressure after a huge green move. $569, $570, $569. Still holding. $568, pressing lower. $578. I don't think it's even a joke. I'd full port at 85. Yeah, I would not recommend that. But my account went from 2% green to 4% red. Why? What's up, Callie? What'd you do? Am I still long? No. We stopped out. That's what we were just talking about right there. I'm going to create screenshot CL today and yesterday. Holding VWAP right now at the moment. Holding VWAP. Let me see. What is that? CL down 2.2%. So the overnight chop builds liquidity. Any chop builds liquidity, not just overnight. Anytime you see the market consolidating for an extended period of time, the market's going to build liquidity there. It's going to build an auction. That's where the book is balanced. That's where you see it. And when you have an extended period of consolidation, whether it be overnight, which we'd had, or during the session, you can trade confidently when we return back to that area because the market's going to eat all that stuff up. We have a whole bunch of order flow there. The book is balanced. It becomes imbalanced when we start moving, and then the auction occurs. You've been saying you'll miss it for 2 years. Yeah, I have. I will miss it. I will miss it. A little bit of green coming back up. Especially on TLT, man. There is so much institutional volume on TLT, especially on TLT. You've got to put options in the back seat. Like it's all about the order flow and the current positioning for TLT. I would just be careful logging off of the options metrics on TLT. 17,580 coming all the way back up. Nice bullish move here. This will be a decent candle to look to confirm. If this goes, if they hold it, we could start to long this baby back up. So let's watch how this candle actually goes. $17,584. Apple's top wicking 584, 594, and going up right there, right off VWAP. Beautiful. Beautiful. They do, yeah. So it's like a magnet. It absolutely is. Yes, the market seeks out liquidity. It absolutely is like a magnet. So I know a while back you traded a log Excel for options. Do you have one for futures? I don't have one specifically for futures. I have one that can include both. I posted that one on the website too. I believe the combined where you can kind of put everything in there. I was starting to build one with that had everything in it, that you can even do spreads and stuff. But people are like, well, I have a software log I could do that with. And I was like, all right, well, I won't build it then. If you could just have the software, probably better than my Excel anyway. Although I'm pretty happy, I'm pretty good with Excel. So nice green move here. There's a confirmation. Engulfing after the red off VWAP coming back up. And if we take out the 621, next liquidity is going to be 643 and up and up and up. After that, all-time highs heading back up to last week's levels, or the early this was up to 726, 730. My wife is so happy I told her to be a stay-at-home mom. She wants to because we can. I just made her previous year's salary in 4 days. Holy crap. Told myself last night I have to size down, but I'm too stoked. Yep. Trust me, dude. My biggest losses come after my biggest wins. So I go on a heater, I get cocky, I get smoked. Just be careful. Be careful. Awesome, awesome stuff, though. I'm super happy for you. Keep it up. What's up, Rob? I'm one with RTY, and RTY's with me. I love it. Beautiful, Rob. 17,596, still going higher. Yeah, you know, I would go deeper than that, Ad Astra. I mean, y'all have to completely forget about the news headlines and Jay Powell and what he said. It's all nonsense. Every bit of it is nonsense. The whole theme here is keep riding the liquidity pony until it's gone. There is so much juice in this market right now. I mean, look, Meta is up 20%. 20 freaking percent. One of the top 10 stocks of the S&P is up 20% today. It's insane. Until they pull liquidity out of this market, buy the dip, baby. 5,000, 5,200. Forget about Jay Powell. Forget about what he says. Forget about everything. The only reason I listen to Jay Powell is because I'm curious and because I want to play the initial liquidity volatility when he starts talking. Other than that, it's all about what we see on the charts, and it's all about the fact that we will continue to buy everything up until liquidity is stripped from the market, period. Ow. But the S&P is just up 2%, 0.2%. Today it is, yeah. Today it is, but overall. Tried earnings last night. Felt like a stupid idiot. What'd you do, Art? What's up, Salim? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, thanks. These moves the past 3 days are so volatile. You just got to catch a small piece of it and make good money. I'm not catching the entire moves here. I'm catching pieces of it. And it's just so volatile. I mean, NASDAQ just put on like 150 points. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not even slinging with juice boxes there with CL. Nvidia's going up to 700 probably. Still going. Sweet sassy molassy. $600. Nancy must be cashing in on a video. Oh yeah. And I bet you it'll come out they bought Meta calls too. How about that? Guaranteed. Nvidia's up 3.48, Meta 20.4%. Right there. I'm trying to hold on. It's just crazy with my entry. What's your entry, Math? What was your entry? $49.45? Let's see. All right. So we have a couple of topics off that. If we reduce down from here, that's where I would start getting out of the trade. Yeah. Just don't let it get too far down from here if it does reject. Give it a chance to come back up and re-attack liquidity highs, but just don't let it go too far down from here currently. You're not too far down. You're only like 3 points down. You're all right. Don't be afraid to see red if things are going the right way. You long the momentum. You did catch the top, but you're only like 2 points down, so you're all right. Well, upwards trends always decline in volume. They always decline in volume. It's the associated price action is what you want to correlate that to. Did y'all see the tweet yesterday, by the way? We're going to be talking about Chapter 5 on this weekend's Tier 2 Zoom call. We're going to be going over, or we'll be continuing our VPA chats. The January jobs report, more proof of economy strength. Yep. Yeah. NASDAQ still holding 600. I'm currently flat, no trades at the moment. Hoping to get a chance to read over that over drill weekend, but I shouldn't hold my breath knowing how things usually go. Yeah, with yeah. Got a nice green play on NASDAQ. Wanted to hold until 1765, but I'm terrible at holding at the same time. Great for profits. If it's 100% still eludes me. Nice tool, man. Beautiful. Command is no joke. I don't see NASDAQ going higher with DXY still strong. Yeah, DXY is rocketing at the moment. Rocket ships. We just went right through Michigan Consumer. I didn't even notice it. Yields are rocketing there too, and the bonds are coming off. $582 coming down. So we have two inverse tweezers here on the 5-minute and dropping. NASDAQ is coming off a little bit. Still bottom wicking every move though, so not a lot of sellers flow just yet. Just a little bit of profit taking reduction here. We'll see how this thing starts to go. A lot of profit taking now. I would be willing to bet Meta's going to take some profit here, up 20% like this after the euphoria open there. NASDAQ is still hanging out at 580, bottom wick, top wick, bottom wick, top wick. ES, same thing. I hate when I hear order fill. I didn't realize I was about to get in a trade. Yeah. My biggest pet peeve that gets me is when I move a stop and then the stop immediately gets filled to where I moved it, and then it continues on to where I wanted it. Whereas if I would have just left my stop, I'd have been just fine and made even more money. That's my biggest pet peeve. I hate it. Hate it. Happens far too frequently. I play too conservative. Yep, Russell fell off and staying down. Small caps. It's holding its POC. Yeah, I've deduced the reason why it happens to me a lot is because I place my stops at liquidity zones, and it just all it does is the price action comes back down and fills liquidity, and then goes back up. So I'm putting my stops where they're going to fill. So it's because I play so conservative. I want to put my stops in the defense of the market. My theory is if I place my stops below the liquidity, I'm going to give back too much, but it really all depends on where. That's probably the smart move. Risk a little bit more to make a little bit more for sure. Yeah, I'm sized down pretty good. I'm pretty happy with my position sizing. It's very rare that I get in an uncomfortable position. Just because I don't play very big at all. That's why I don't have blowout days that's why I don't make 100 grand in a day because I don't play big enough to make those type of plays. I swear I had a life-changing moment 1,000 times in the trade and then I blow it. That's why this week scares the crap out of me. Yep, size down for a week and let it blow over. Let it blow over. Nice. Don't get addicted to the big gains. You remember how I described what your P&L chart should look like in your brokerage? You should have almost flat, maybe slightly upward trending for like 2 months. You're not going to make very much money for 2 months. And then 1 week, exponential, huge growth because you have a blowout week. And then the other months, you like for 3 months, flat, maybe slightly increasing. And then a blowout in a good way. That's the way it should be. And it's not because that 1 week you decided to size up and make a bunch of money. It's because the positions that you held went for a big way. If you continue to put yourself in strong positions, eventually you'll have a nice large green day. $17,577. That'll be my goal. I haven't tried to hammer down like this in a couple of years. I'm going to go back to small positions and get that flow back. Yeah. It's great to make that kind of money. It's even better to keep it. Imagine 6 months from now you still have that money plus more. That's the real thing. That's the real euphoria. So keep it. In 6 months, I want to hear Juicebox keeping this money. Yeah, the SPACs of 2020 and 2021 was insane. It seemed like every day there was something up 1,000%. All right, so the sellers are defending here. A couple of top wicks. The Microsoft is still up at 409. Apple's 182.85. Amazon to 170.25. I want to get on a position in advance here. Call buying is very strong, but put buying is up. Starting to come up. Amazon is extremely strong call buying, which is odd considering they're not even moving. Maybe Amazon will have a late day run up here. My wife is making me take out 90% of it. Nice. It's a great idea. It's a very good idea. Right now, SPY is pinned, no movement. Maybe I don't know, chop day today after all this stuff. All liquidity's gone. They've already gone to the weekend, made all their money. There's not much liquidity on Nasdaq, that's for sure. ES has pretty light, except for the 75 and 80, 48, 50. CVD is still quite strong. I was thinking I was getting good, and then I screwed it all up. Last 30 days have been a nightmare. It's like I threw out all logic. I need a mentor. When that happens, you have to be mature enough in your trading to pull things back or at least stop. Take a day off. If you know things are going that bad, trust me, it happens to me too. There are times where I feel like I can't put on a trade for nothing. The second I hit enter, it goes red. It happens. When that happens, you have to pull the position sizing way back or stop. Just get away from the chart for a day or two. Like the market will be here when you come back. I promise you. And I promise you that'll reset your thinking. It'll get your emotions back down. You'll see more clearly. But if you're sitting there day after day just getting punched in the face by Mike Tyson, you're not going to do good. You got to get it back. Anyway, right now there's not a lot of movement. We're holding 1580. ES is holding 4938. So yeah, let's take a look at CL. Let's take a look at YM. A couple other players. CL is coming back down. After a large green candle, they're selling it back off. If they absorb the 72, I would be looking for, I'll go ahead and tell you, about 71.5, give or take. That's the next little liquidity pivot there. And then after that, it's going to be 69.58. But yesterday was a phenomenally large sell candle. In fact, that was the second largest sell volume candle on CL since March of 2023. CL has gotten dumped from 79 to 71. Recall news came out on Tesla. They always have recall news. It's like every other week they're recalling something. SMCI tanking finally? Yeah, so they're taking the money out of that and putting it in Meta. Chopping. Oh, man. $17,594. Hanging out. $17,595. Climb it up. Not a lot of movement right now. How can I use options for betting that SPX won't go below 4,800 by the end of the month? Options chains analysis is very complex. That's why I want y'all to really understand liquidity and order book first before learning options. If you're asking me how to do the analysis or how to position, I think Trader J got it right. Yeah. So if you want to bet that SPX won't go below 4,800, then yeah, you set a credit spread. Put credit spread below 4,800. So you take like a 4,800, 47.90 call or put credit spread. You wouldn't get very much for that, depending on the expiration. If you went a month out, you'd probably get some good credit for it. We could take a look at it. So theoretically, you could take a March 1st 4,800, 47.90 put credit spread, which is where you short the 4,800 put, you long the 47.90 put. It's a 10 point wide, 10 wide 1 month out put credit spread. Green back up. CVD is 9,100 green. NASDAQ is coming higher. Apple's going to new high. Microsoft new high. Apple's up. Or Amazon's going up. Meta's doing their thing. Google's climbing. So mega caps are carrying here. If you look at the market, though, pretty much everything is weak. All of the X's are actually down and staying down, except for tech. So all of this movement is driven right now by the mega caps. That's it. XLC and XLK are the only real green X's, and they're both involved with mega caps. Everything else is red. So there's a lot of weakness in the market. It's just mega caps. My wife is already stay at home, but it keeps us a little more stressed than I would desire. Hoping to add that cushion, and Lord willing, be able to resign my commission. Love it. This fellow officer, man. What rank are you? I need to see if I need to address you as jabroni or sir. Captain, right? And me too. Is Captain 03 in the Marines? I forget. I'm an 03. Sir Jabroni. I'm headed out. Have a good one. Nice trading with you all week. Thanks you, OM. I appreciate that. I really couldn't have done without you. No, it's all love, man. It's all you, buddy. The whole strategy used for oil is VPA and the levels you preach. I love it, Juicebox. You're killing it, buddy. I'm super happy for you. Enjoy the win. Bask in the euphoria this weekend. I love it. Good stuff, Juicebox. And make sure to pay it forward. Roger National Guard now, though. Completely different atmosphere. Yeah, I am too. I'm Air National Guard. Even though I'm serving in an active duty capacity, I'm still National Guard. I'm just on Title 10 activated with the National Guard. 365, baby. Not anymore. It used to be 365. It's actually my account before I learned how to trade correctly. All the spikes down are losing a large amount of tilt, and the run-ups were thinking I could finally figure it out, and I was going to grow my account finally. Yeah. Have it deployed? Yep. Do I fire the trade in Bookmap directly? No, I don't. I use IBKR to transact my orders. Interactive brokers. Do I have any opinion on Simon Property Group? No, I don't. Unfamiliar. NASDAQ is hanging out again still. ES is 49.45. There's your chance there, math. I'm very, very happy with the macro levels considering we went to all-time highs this week. Perfect respect of the macros despite being at all-time highs this week. You mean to get out or hold? Either way, I'm just saying there's your opportunity to make a decision if you were worried. Losing $100 on a small account messes you up. Gonna wait it out my account from 350 to 750 started January 10th. Nice. Beautiful. So you doubled your account. Just set a stop there, math. Set a stop. IBKR is super laggy, delayed charts in my experience. I don't use the charts. I use IBKR for strictly execution. No analysis, no charts, no nothing. Purely execution. I'll tell you this, Math. If we do clear 49.45, well, the bulls will finally kick it up to about 49.55 or so. It'll start entering into 49.50, I'll say. So you'll get about 5 points out of it. But if we reject here, I would probably look to be getting out. If they rejected right now another top wick, I'd be looking to get out. Bookmap wants me to create a portfolio for my profile on their website, or a description, I should say. I just can't afford to lose more. My account will be smoked, so I'm going to wait for a nice setup. There you go. So when we get chopped like this, I want to go out to the longer time frames, 15, 30, 60. 15-minute is doji, doji, doji. The 30-minute is large green engulfing followed by a doji. 60-minute is the same thing. 120-minute is a large, large bottom wick with a doji. So right now, a little bit of indecision across the board. We have a little bit of a flag, more of a pennant. I wouldn't even call it a flag, more of a pennant on NASDAQ, sideways. So yeah. Nice, Paul. Well done, buddy. I made a comment yesterday that I did want to make sure that I want y'all to share your wins. I like seeing it, but I would rather see your system than the dollar amounts. Remember, nobody cares how much we make. We care about what you're trading and how you trade it. But I do love the wins. It's good stuff. You want my secrets? Love it. Not just you, Paul. I'm not saying that. Seeing that reminded me of that. I love you. $17,605, 49.50. Let's see. NASDAQ doesn't really have much here, but the order flow is still very strong. The CVD is building up to 4,000. If you notice on NASDAQ here, they've been just building the CVD the entire time. It's just the aggregate is building, which is going to bring us probably up to 16,640. 17,640. Nice little move here. Is this all-time high on SPY? Nope. All-time high now is last night at 492.70. There you go, math. I love it. Beautiful. Set your stops. Do your thing. Whatever happens, happens. I love it. 620. NASDAQ clears out the 624. We'll attack over liquidity. That's what we're dealing with right now, is 624. Nice. I like it. Still another top wick. Got punched in the face yesterday trying something new, selling zero DTE spreads. Totally dumb decision, especially with earnings. Licking my wounds today and analyzing. Yep. Yep. So I won't put salt in your wounds, but yeah, you know it. You said it. I reiterate what you said. 17,604. When I did sell zero DTE spreads, never touched them on big weeks like this. Never touch them. That was a no-go for me. That's all right. Yeah, but now you learn, Griffin. Now you learn. Now you won't do it again, will you? Nice little engulfing red here coming off. So we had a large green engulfing rejecting 524 and now an engulfing red to bring it back up, which is super bearish. And I am going to speculate on a downside short here after that engulfing just wiped it out. First trade in a while here. See what we can do. It's got to get through the wedge though. That engulfing took out both edges of that prior candle, but it doesn't mean nothing until we can get through. I keep moving my target and then retraces and takes out my trailing stop. From a liquidity standpoint here, we're probably going to test 566 there on NASDAQ. We're just kind of hollowing out the ranges here. We just took out the prior candle. But I don't really have a good handle on direction yet until we kind of break away from this little range. $49.46. The problem with the market being propped up on tech today, and I'm not talking about in general, I'm talking about today, is that if tech were to take some profit today, then we're going to get demolished. Because the entire market is pretty red. It's like what? Ivan said 81% red? It's just only a couple of names that are doing this. And if they take a little profit, we're going to come back down to the lows. We just got to figure out to get out of this range here. Once we hit 5,000 on SPX, what do you think will happen? Profit taking then dump? It really depends on how fast we get to 5,000. Overall, I'm looking between 5,000 and 5,200. And that, my opinion, that'll be the high for the year. I think that'll be the year's highs. And then, depending on when that happens, we'll start to build in the conversation of a rate cut. Sweet. Here's a little bit more push down. I'm going to put my first profit target to take profit here at 657, or 567, I'm sorry. And I'll put my stop. I'll go ahead and bring this down to break even. We're not getting a lot of movement here, and I'm just speculating until we get out of this range. Another doji. We have 15-minute doji, so we definitely don't have any pressure one way or the other at the moment, but once we hit 5, all right, answer that. Is that a Q double top? More like a triple top on the 15-minute, although I want to be very careful looking at that stuff at the moment. But we do have a little bit of bearish flow come in, a little bit uptick in volume, and we just wiped out we engulfed the prior candle, so we definitely had a little bear flow there. So yeah. 584. Tough to do that. I've been burned with zeros before on day-to days. If you're risky selling them under 2 expected moves, hedging and rolling are what I'm looking for. Yeah, there's a couple of good rules with with zeros. And if you do want to sell zeros, we could always, obviously I don't do them anymore, but I've got a lot of lessons learned I could tell you. You could ask away, and Mr. 50's great at it. Major Tom, he does it. You could ask him. A lot of people use the resources that we have here. Pretty proud of this place, man. Got a lot of good resources. Yeah, it's I. I. Yeah. All right. Can I get a 562 fill? That would be beautiful here. Come on, baby. Microsoft has taken some decent profit. The CVD is still holding 10,000 though. We don't have a lot of selling aggregate hitting. Now Nasdaq dumped over on CVD, and now we're pressing lower. Sweet. I'm going to take my first trade off here at 562 if I can get it, and then I'll leave some rest on for the remainder of the play. All right, boom, first execution fill hit, and now I'm going to hold the rest. I'm going to roll my stop down to 567 and go Monos Erebus for a while. Beautiful. There's 553. That's already 50 points a contract on NASDAQ. And let's go for that right there. I'm going to set a stop. I'm going to roll my stops down now to 557. I'm going to set them tight. Beautiful. Freaking beautiful. My secret sauce is a willingness and ability to take assignment. Still pressing lower here. Still pressing lower. Thanks, Ed Astor. Appreciate it. Just got to be patient, wait for that range to break, baby. And we'll take it. We'll take it. Let's go to the 30-minute. 30-minute, we have a doji and now a bottom wick forming, and I'm out of my trade after that the bounce. I got my stopped out at 557. Pretty happy with that trade. We're back inside the range. All the way back up. Back inside the range. No covered calls in this blasting environment. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I hated that, Griffin. So, Lee Rat's not here to confirm the story. 2 Decembers ago, I think it was December 2000. It might have been, no, it was December 2021. I had put on exactly that situation, Griffin. I had put on a call credit spread, a 0 DTE call credit spread. And power hour, I was 100 points out of the money. So it was 99% worthless. The call credit spread was 99% worthless. Meaning I was 99% keeping, I was good, 99% in the money. All I needed was 1 hour, and the position would have been fully expired worthless, and I'd have made all my money. So what happened in power hour? Remember those crazy power hour runs? 110 points. ES ran 110 points in power hour. And absolutely blew me out. I went from making like $3,000 to losing like 60 G's in an hour. This absolutely. Now the position lost 60 G's. I hedged the crap out of it. I still lost a bunch of money, but I managed to hedge a lot out of it. Long-in calls, all that crap. And all I kept saying is that we are so far out of the money. All I needed to do, despite the extrinsic explosion of gamma, all I needed to do was, even if the position lost 60 grand, as long as it closed out of the money, that 60 grand would quickly go back down to profitability and expire worthless as long as we closed out of the money. So I kept long in the calls to offset, and I figured, all right, well, I'll keep long in the calls And then as long as we finish out of the money, the position will expire, and I'll get all that money right back quickly, within minutes. But it kept exploding higher and higher. And then it would reject, and it would make me hopeful. I'd close out my calls, and then it would blast again. Just engulfing green after engulfing green after engulfing green. And you want to talk about the pucker factor. So that hurt. After that, I pretty much stopped doing 0 DTEs and went strictly to weeklies, and it worked a lot better. And then I lost 100 grand March of 22. I lost $100,000 when the market raged 200-300 points in 3 days. Yeah, it was on a weekly. Yeah. The pucker factor is that a technical term. Yeah, that and prolapsed. Both of those are technical terms. I'll remember that day forever. So the power hour rallies told me I don't need to be trading zeros. This wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Do you have a video or noted on the server your chart timeframes? Just the 5, 15, 30. That's what I go back and forth with when I'm trading. I have a hard 300% stop loss. That's smart. That's smart. Yeah, and the springtime trade, it was a weekly call credit spread. And what had happened is I was looking at the premium. I think it was on a Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it was a Wednesday. And I was looking at Friday premiums. I was like, holy crap, I can get like $3 credit. Not $3 premium total, but $3 credit on a call credit spread for a Friday expiration, which was only two and a half sessions away. I was like, heck yeah, man, that's free money. So I wrote 120 point outside the money call credit spread on Wednesday for expiring on the following Friday, so 2 days away. And what did the ES do? It went up like 270 points in 2.5 sessions. It was blast off green day 2 days in a row, a gamma squeeze. And it was the largest buying volume in history on ES. And I hedged the crap out of it. At one point I was holding like 6 ES and 100 point outside the money long call to hedge it, but it still got me. It nicked me. That was a good time. Or when you close SPX puts after they're down 80% and it crashed down the last 20 minutes. Yeah, I had another story like that too, but it worked out well for me. I forget what it was. Sometime in the late spring of 22, with 2 hours left to go in the day, I wrote 100 point outside the money PCS, and the market dumped 130 points. But I longed plenty enough delta to overcome that one. So that one was not that big of a deal, but it's a little daunting seeing negative $78,000 on a one single put credit spread. But I had longed so much premium to offset it that it was fine. But it's crazy because when you go in the money on PCSs, by the way, the NASDAQ is flying here. I'll stop my story time. Massive bottom wick all the way back up. Yeah, 2022 was a crazy year, man. Massive green candle. Let's see. So 624. That's the same line in the sand we were looking at 15 minutes ago. They take that baby out, we could look to go higher, but that's the big thing here. Massive hammer candle. That was a 70-point hammer on NASDAQ. So, yep, just took out 624. I'd be willing to bet this one goes up to at least 645. Nice math. Crazy stuff. Here comes 645. Yeah, so my point is that when you're that far in the money on a PCS, like especially the last 15 minutes of the day, if you're breached, your P&L goes crazy. I mean, it goes from like negative 7,000 to negative 48,000 to negative 70,000 to plus 1,000 to it's crazy. The fluctuations on those premiums are insane. I'm out on target and done for the day. Just need to rest my gains and be thankful. Love it, math. I love it. I will say, when I sign off today, I'm out. So I won't be responding to messages at least until tonight. It is 61 degrees and clear skies after a pretty cold winter. So I'm out. I'm going to go enjoy some sunshine. And I've streamed a lot this week. At the end of the month, if all goes well, I would no longer be trading options. I'll be trading stocks, currencies, and futures. Nice. I love it, Damien. Beautiful. It's freaking 35 in North New Jersey. I hate it. Well, there's only about a month and a half left of winter, and we're out. We're done. I appreciate it, Math. I appreciate it. Now, I'm definitely glad to be here, man. I appreciate your service to the military too. Brother in arms, baby. Even though you're Marines. Let's see if the market makes a big move after OM leaves. Yep. I mean, it's already doing that. So here comes 645. It cleared out the 245. It's going to 645. Once it clears that out, your guess is as good as mine. Absolute blast-off day. I don't care about that stupid groundhog. That groundhog can go take a hike. Boom, new high of the day, blasted through the morning high and going. So now we have now met the definition of a trend up day. And blast off, dude. Holy crap, look at this. I thought my short scalp was pretty good, but should have just went long. Blast off, 650. That's some oak trees I started from acorns. Want to get them in the ground. Nice. Yeah, probably wait another month. Toolman, get those frost out. Of course, you're in. I think you're down south. You're further south. You're in Florida, so aren't you? I think you are. Probably might be okay. I'm ready for a good pullback. Hard buying calls up here for some reason. Well, it's okay to do that. Right here, we're obviously taking off here. That hammer candle off of VWAP, and a lot of high volume starting to come in there. But this thing is absolutely rocketing now. Now we're squeezing. New high of the day, new high. We just wiped out 645, and who knows where this thing is going. It's just an onslaught. Just going. Crazy. Next on deck would probably be on NASDAQ. Currently 657. Next target's going to be about 688. And then after that, who knows if this continues to go. $652. Microsoft is going higher. Apple squeezed up higher. Just blast mode. Blast mode. Still going. Someone buy 100 million worth of calls. Going, boom. 660 still going. Weekly high of 735. That would be the next target. YM joined the fun there too. Yeah, XLF turned up, so a lot of the lower X sectors turned up, got turned. Interesting that 17600 came on. 17.6, currently 17.650. These days are so volatile for the shorter time frame traders that The chart, the makeups of the chart changes drastically, very quickly. Very quickly. I took profit 90% on it. 49.30 was early. There you go. 18,000 feet. Class A airspace. Heck yeah. 46, 17, 650. Hanging out. Oh man. 648. 17,600 back on. What to do? What to do? Where's SPX at right now? IV still pretty juiced. Premiums are still carrying weight. My daily and weekly goal has been met. I'm done for the day. See you all Monday. I love it, Damien. Well done, buddy. When I take a TLT trade, what kind of percentage position size are you thinking? When I do start to drive into TLT, I'll be doing it on my long-term port, and it'll be doing it on my trading account. It'll be the first addition to my long-term trading account in a long time. And it'll be shares and calls. It'll be both. I want to be holding TLT for at least 12 months once I do it. Funny you mentioned a 2-day squeeze a while ago. Yeah. Yep. Large green still. NASDAQ is still going. Is there a mini micro? I actually don't know, but there is TMF, which is the 3 times leverage. I wouldn't hold that one, though. You don't want to hold a leverage project like that. I actually don't know if there's a micro TLT. Does anyone know that? Is there a micro TLT? I've certainly never traded it. Another top wick on NASDAQ-aroni here. A lot of liquidity sweeps at the moment. 648, 649. Decent top wicks. Microsoft is rolling back over at touch. Let's see what can happen here. Top wick. Yeah. Let me give me this. CS reversed off the forward VWAP you mentioned. Yeah, right there, right there. Yeah. Yeah. Huge liquidity on 49.35. Yeah. They're doubling down on that big. I want to put on a put. I know that's extremely counter trend right now. But I'm seeing some weird activity here. CVD is dumping a little aggressively here. And we have a whole bunch of liquidity that is 20 points lower. I'm going to speculate on it. I was right yesterday about Bookmap, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I don't even know you anymore. Jabroni. Do you have tips on not letting a loss spiral into a string of losses? I feel like my biggest issue is when I lose on a trade. I try to make up for it as soon as possible to avoid the stress of ending the weekday, day-week red. It makes me impulsive and reckless, and usually end up losing more money. All right, if you do that, you are going to have losses all the time. You're gonna blowouts all the time because key pause, you are going to have losses all the time. You're going to have losing days. If you go into trading thinking that a losing day is bad, then you're mistaken. Having a losing day in trading is like, I can't think of a metaphor, but it's a 100% certainty that you're going to have losing days. If you think that you're going to have green every day, then you are highly delusional. So you have to learn to accept the losing days. Have to learn to accept the losing days. You have to learn to accept the losing days and control them. For me, if I have a losing day, but it's just a normal risk mitigated losing day, then I'm good. I'm okay. In fact, I looked at that as a win. I look at that as a win because I've done my part. Yes, the market took some money back, but I controlled my risk, and that's the way you need to look at it. I told you the story a couple of days ago. I got a DM from an individual. I don't believe the individual is in the server anymore. I think they left. They eventually blew up. But this individual said, out of all the prop firms and all the accounts that they've never had a red day. Why? Because they have green, blowout, destroy the account. It's gone. Green, blowout, destroy the account, gone. They don't have any red days. They don't know what it's like to have just a normal red day. And I think that's pretty common because of that exact thought. You get a red day, and you feel like you've got to dig yourself out of it. Like you can't accept the fact that you have a losing day because you're impatient. You can't fathom the thought of waiting until tomorrow to trade again. Yeah, I get it, disciple. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. And that's the bad part. And I want you all to kind of get away from that thinking and learn to embrace the red days. It's just a bump in the road, baby. Yep. Michael Jordan, he said that quote about everyone knows about the couple of game-winning shots that he did hit, but he doesn't know about the 5 times more that he missed. They don't remember those. Everyone remembers all the major flops that LeBron did, but they don't remember all the flops that the cameras didn't catch. Sometimes you miss. The absolute hatred. Yeah. Not trying to distract you when you're trying to make a trade. There you go. Yeah, so I've posted the trade in the trade analysis tab there. So I am going to put on a 49.20, or I put on a 49.20 for these levels. A little bit more aggressive than I typically play with zeros, but I think we could have a pullback here. That is a phenomenal amount of liquidity, and if I can get that 20 points, this would be another 100%er. I think the juice is worth the squeeze here. What made me speculate from here? Well, I got a tier 2 level right here. And this guy put on 3,000 orders at 49.35. NASDAQ put on 17.6. Yes, this is extremely bull flow. Yes, this is counter what I've been saying all week. I've been saying buy every dip, which we have bought up. This thing went crazy. But I think we're going to pull back a little bit here. I could be wrong. I probably am. But I'm going to put on some risk a little bit here on some puts. What's your criteria to call it quits? I'm sure you at least try to recover losses, so when you do throw in the towel. There's a couple of different factors. There's the technical side, Ron, which is if I hit a certain dollar amount, which is a percentage of my account, very small percentage of my account, I'm out. I don't want to deal with it because beyond that, I start to get emotional. Beyond that, I start to have a bad day, and I never want trading to really affect my life. Like I don't want to get off the computer and go, and my family sees I'm on edge. Sometimes it happens. Obviously, I'm human, but I try to avoid that whenever possible. So there's a certain dollar amount at which point I stop trading. Now there is dollar amounts as well. Even if there's a dollar amount that's smaller than that, that I'm still red, but I just can't seem to get a grasp on the price action, then I'll shut it down because I know where it leads. In addition to that, I know me. If I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and I'm just in a bad mood and I'm just edgy, then I'll take a step back. I tell myself I can't trade. You should show your people their 2 tier levels to get folks interested. Use them all the time. Yeah, every now and then I'll screenshot it for you. It's a mistake. I've been trying it for months. It ain't coming down. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably wrong, but I'm gonna try it. I agree. Definitely a sell-off in the power hour followed by gap up Monday. We'll see. Apple right now is absolutely launching, so that does not bode well for any kind of puts. Absolutely launching. They're up 7 points. So me yesterday, I was ill and told my wife I was not fun, and I was in a good mood prior to my mess. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. That's why big position size to me is not worth it. It's not worth it. I never want this thing. In the big scheme of things, none of this matters. In the meaning of life, in the big scheme of thing, none of this matters. So I'm not going to let my trading destroy my day. I can't. I trade too much to let it do that because I'll have bad days all the time. You got to keep the position size small. You certainly don't want your kids to remember you as a degenerate yelling at the computer on every candle. Is that a triple top there? A little bit, yeah. It's not high volume yet, so yeah. This is one of those. It's purely another bookmap play. We do have some technical resistance here, but I mean the price action is very strong. So, but if we do get a little 20-point pullback, the puts will pay very well, and there is some data there for it. So, OM's half-cock analogy hit a few months back. I love it. TLT and DXY still seems like something's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, the market is kind of backing away from the rate cut in March scenario, and they're just kind of shifting liquidity here. NASDAQ just top wick and went back red. 49.58 ES. NASDAQ is dropping a little bit more aggressively. 639. $16,744. Small wins add up. That's right. That's right. Small wins add up. All right. Top of the hour there. We have 30 minutes till Euro market close. I hate calling out plays because I know what's going to happen if it goes wrong. I took a put and got blown out. My Friday's terrible. It's like, yeah, jabronis. January payrolls with seasonal adjustment, plus 65,000. January payrolls were without seasonal adjustment, down 2.6 million. Am I to put? Yep, I took a put. Canceled, yeah. It happens. You see, you joke, but it happens. I am in a 49.20 put, SPX, 0 DTE. Should I adjust my future chart for contract changes? When it does change, yes, yes, you should. You don't want the big gaps. You don't want to do the analysis with the big gaps on a yes. That's going to mess up all your levels. Fly away. Less gray hair. Trust me, man. I value my sanity more than I value profits. 100%. I really appreciate you guys. I'm a stubborn guy, slow to change, but I do think I'm rehabilitating from being a degen. That's right. This server is the Narcon for WSB degeneration. Narcan, not Narcon. Narcan. I've been part of a few trading communities at this point, and all of them would make it seem like you can just double your account 5 times in a row. And I'm still working my way out of a delusional thinking. I love it. Liquid Nacho Gin. I love the name, by the way. I wish I could pour liquid nachos in my mouth right now. Hey, I'm up 20%. Can we get a move lower? Man, some continuation down to this level right here would be freaking beautiful. I don't know if the market's that kind. If I can grab that 49.35, I may take next week off. I'll be like Juicebox. So instead of buying a put, I sold calls. Nice, Rando. I like it. It's a good strategy, too. It's a good strategy, too. Holding the 8 EMA. VIX is now 1381. Took the 20%. Nice, Callie. I'd normally would probably start scaling out as with you if I want one more push down, but I want to give this a chance to eat this 49.35. That would be probably 120%er, give or take. I want to give it a chance to do it. If I could end the week on 120%er like that, it'd be a good week. It's already a fantastic week, but yeah, I love it, Liquid. I appreciate the comment, buddy. And overall, that's exactly what I'm looking to go for in this community, to show you all the realistic way to trade. Not necessarily a golden system or anything like that. It's just a realistic way to go about doing things. You had me at Neo puts. Love it. They're putting on a little more liquidity at 49.46. Keep an eye on Apple. I love volatility. Me too, Octo Daddy. I was in a group once that said start with 1,000, double it 10 times by following their trades and become a millionaire. Yeah, how'd that work out? There's actually a guy on Twitter that says he's done the $1,000 to $1,000 million account like 6 times already. I forget who it was. I blocked him like 8 months ago. I was tired of seeing his crap, but yeah, all that stuff is nonsense. Bounce off the 8 EMA here. Most likely, I'm probably early on this trade, and we're going to climb and then dump. Most likely. Let's see, 830, 930, 49.49, and the low is there, 49.29. So we've got a 20-point ES range. got 6.5, so a 70-point NASDAQ range. Beautiful. "15-minute bottom wicks." Yep, I mean everything's being bottom wicked. I mean everything is launching. We have 15-minute tweezers here on ES. Apple is straight up. Amazon is flat. Microsoft is flat at the moment. Nvidia is still holding bottom wicks at 651. Meta is still up 21%. Tesla's getting smoked. AVGO is rocketing. And most of the X's that were red are now green. More liquidity coming on at 46.46. Totally missed out on Apple. Gap down, low volume was bullish. 1-minute chart looked good. Calls were cheap and beat earnings. There you go. Had to focus on an interview yesterday. Missed a monster day. Missed another huge move by Nvidia. That's all right, Max. You'll get another opportunity. Oh, I'm not a millionaire yet. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. Yeah, you want to avoid that crap like a plague. Avoid it like the plague. I guarantee you there aren't dudes on Twitter who are better traders than institutional Wall Street. $49.58. More liquidity coming on. 56, 47, 49.53. NASDAQ is still trickling lower. Yeah, there's always opportunity. Y'all don't miss out. Y'all don't stress missing out. Lambo, Raw, Ferrari, Jeff. Yeah. Jeez Louise. If I could go back, I would probably name this something different, just so I wasn't placed in that category. I wouldn't name it Options Million. I would have named it something different. But it was the first thing that came to my head, came to my mind. I did not expect any of this. So. Volume Price Master, yeah. I was laying in bed on my phone when I created the Reddit community. I was like, all right, boom. Popped the first name I could think of. Anything else would have been boring? Yeah. Jabroni Army? Probably. That's right. Whatever it is meant to be. Not too late to change it to Options Billionaire. Maybe one day. I bet 43.90 is a spoof forward. It gets people shorting and fuels move higher. Could be. Could be. The price action certainly is not bearish. Certainly is not bearish. Chronicles of a Jabroni Trader. Yeah. I'll leave when I see you sitting on your Lambo in front of a huge house you don't even own. Yeah, I would never do that. I don't care if I was worth $100 million. I would never buy a Lambo. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Maybe your name was ambitious to me, but at the first 40 seconds in your video I watched, I knew you were different. Well, thanks, BSW. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Did I get stopped out? No, I'm only down 18%. I can't set a stop that tight on 0 DTEs. I'm giving it a chance. And it's a small position. I'm speculating. Speculating. If I could turn a little bit of money into a lot of money, I'm good. OMLux minivans. That's right. Oh man, we have 19 minutes until Euro. Apple is blasting again. I guess Apple was felt left out and they wanted to join the fun. What a colossal move! Wow. Yeah, Apple ain't going nowhere down with Apple or ES ain't going anywhere downwards with Apple doing that. Nasdaq's recovering. Apple Vision Pro is out today. Yeah. I looked at the video of that thing yesterday. It's actually not too shabby. I think it's a little rich for $3,500, but I'll get the Meta 3 first, and then I'll see what I like it. I'm all about VR, but I'm gonna wait to buy it. Yeah, that's a little rich. $49.60. If you get a Meta 3, join me on VZ Fit. It's fun. Nice. So this thing is probably going to climb up, and ES is going to get 49.65. And Nasdaq is going to look and it's going to take out 665. And if they do take out 665, I'll look for them to tack weekly high and go. And go. I don't know what that is, Mr. 50, but yeah, I'll be fun. I'll do it. I'll do it. Big recovery on Nasdaq there. Apple is squeezing higher, 187 on Apple. Holy smokeronies. Holy smokeronies. $49.65. Large green engulfing on Nasdaq, yes. $49.59. My grandfather told me it's not what you make, but what you can hold on to. That's right. A little sell back down, saving me. Apple took that pre-market personally. It did. It's a great way to get in shape. DXY is, and the 10-year yields are ripping. Someone's lying. Yeah. I think a lot of this is due to the fact of Meta, the Meta, Amazon, Nvidia train, because they had, the earnings reports rocketing, and Meta's up 21%. Meta has not had a pullback since November of 2022. So Meta is going on 15, 16 straight months of rocketing. They had a small sell this past spring, but they have not pulled back once in 16 months. And now they've blasted off to 480. Just an absolute rocket ship. I did not think Facebook was that amazing. But apparently I was wrong. I'll be trading from the Oculus soon. I'll be trading from the Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, dividend got people excited. Yeah, I know it's not Facebook. It's AI, metaverse, all that stuff. Subscribers. 4960. If you can get your, if you can set up your browser windows correctly, it could be pretty nice. I would like to trade. I've got an Oculus 2. I'd like to trade off of it. Like get all the screens set up. That'd be pretty sweet. Shout out to the people who bought Meta at 85. Yeah. If we clear 64, I'll go ahead and close out these puts, although I'm pretty certain we're going to have a pullback, which is aggravating. I just entered a little early, but I can't hold through 64 with a 0, so even with this position sizing. So I'll go ahead and close it out if we close over 64, and I'll in about an hour, I'll watch this thing dump back down to 49.35 and blah, blah, blah. What would the delay be? I have no idea. I've never tried it. I'll give it a shot. Just any close over 64, not even on the 15. But if we close over 64, that would be we cleared out the overnight liquidity, and you certainly don't want to be a part. I'd say 5 minute. If we close over 64, I don't want to be a part of that. So, yeah, definitely. Has anyone traded on the Oculus before? Just curious. Fidelity's the absolute worst. It auto logs me out every 2 minutes. Yeah, terrible. Has anyone tried the new E-Trade, like with E-Trade Merrill Lynch? Merrill Lynch? Isn't that who they combine with? Heard the numbers are hard to read on the Oculus. Schwab? Schwing? Anyone still use those? I technically still have an account with them. There's nothing in it. Still the same. I might put a little money in there, just trade on it, just for nostalgia. Do some trading in E-Trade. I was with them for a while. Watch the customer service rep that I got mouthy with. He's probably got a notification from when I put money back in. He's like, ha, they always come back. They come crawling back. Like cheese Louise. $49.60. Couple of top wicks here on NASDAQ. ES is still holding 49.60. No selling pressure whatsoever. Apple puts on a decent red candle for the first time. Just give me a pullback before I sign off. I don't want to deal with this crap. I want to go enjoy my day. Springtime here. I played golf on Oculus and could only play for 15 minutes before I felt dizzy. Yeah. I tried playing Walking Dead. Fantastic game. Like, you manipulate the weapons. Fantastic game. But after like 15 minutes, I feel like I'm going to chunk. Can't do it. No pullbacks. We were blasting to the moon. Every time I hear To the Moon, I think of the Minions. I think of this. I don't know what that crap is on his face, but definitely try the VZ Fit. I'm on there for hours on the MetaQuest. They definitely don't want to give up the 8 EMA. I thought we might have a little luck there, but once again, bounce off the 8. Or go outside. Yeah, both. Or you could do what my kid did. When we first got the Oculus, I was like, hey, go outside and play. It's nice. So what did he do? He took the Oculus outside. I was like, all right, you want to get... all right. I like it. I appreciate the game, but I'm going to punch you in the face still. That's something I would do when I was a kid. Got outsmarted me. Got to be specific with kids these days. Specifics. I'm doing a second replay of Red Dead Story Mode. The game is amazing. I haven't played it. I played the first one 10 years ago or whatever, but I haven't played the second one yet. I got smoked 1K shorting today. Had downside bias. Just watching with no skin is so nice to be able to see things much more clearly. Absolutely. Yeah. Another bottom wick back up. And this right here is why you use small position sizing when you're trying to short a large green move. When you're trying to time a large green move, because you have to sit through a lot of chop, a lot of wicks, a lot of big reds, and then hammer it back to greens, all that kind of stuff. You just got to wait, because there's no signs of selling yet. I'm doing this purely off of bookmap here, seeing if I can catch a 20-point move down, especially with Apple going exponential. So my thesis is still on. We closed at 49.64. I'm out. I'll close it. So yeah. Bruh. Yeah. Bruh. Yeah, that's a good call, Rando, for sure. The first one's good. The second one's an all-timer. Interesting. I wish I had time to play that one, man. Stuff like those long games like that. All the games I play now are like quick games. Like go jump in for a game of Fortnite real quick, or a quick game of Age of Empires every now and then. But I wish I had time to invest in a game like that. I just don't have time. Maybe when I retire and the kids are off in college, I'll get back into gaming. Nice, Max T. Do I have a video on reading level 2 data? I don't have one directly for level 2. I do have some for bookmap, which is obviously a level 2 derivative. I'm willing to carry your kid to some victories on Fortnite. He's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. He is. He just hit the Unreal level on ranked, the highest level on ranked with Fortnite. He's pretty awesome. He does what he calls crank 90s. So he builds so fast. I don't know how he does it. It's ridiculous. No reason to waste it gaming. That's right. I like no build. So do I. I can't play the builds. Every time I try to the guy just, you go to shoot someone and like 10 seconds later they're 100 feet up in the air in a tower. It's like, I don't even know how you did that, dude. So. I think NVIDIA will have pullback before earnings. Thoughts for sure. I would not count on a pullback for NVIDIA. They're just blast off. And with the call flow on those things, I mean, small pullbacks, sure, but do you really want to time a small pullback? Go look at NVIDIA's daily chart since January. There hasn't been a single red candle that's closed engulfing. Every single attempt at sell has been aggressively bottoming. So even all the red candles are still hammers. It's either green engulfings or red hammers on the daily chart. So I personally would not touch a short for NVIDIA at all. The time will come when all the cards will start crashing down, but we have no idea when that's going to come, nor will we be able to time it. So until then, long it, baby. Long it. Did I get out of my put? No. Whenever I do post plays, well, whenever I do post a play like that, I will close it. I'll post when I close it. I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging, even though I hope y'all aren't trading off of my postings. And two, we're at the same exact price I entered. So I mean, why I'm not closing. I can't close a put based on that. If we blast, yeah, I'm getting out, but we're at the same price as I'm gonna put. Yeah. Nice, Joshua. Have a good day, buddy. Hit us with a Fortnite stream. I'll be happy to play with some Fortnite. I actually have the code for us to play a closed game that's just with us. So if y'all ever want to do that, let me know. We can do it this weekend. Yeah, let me know. Hit me up if y'all want to do it. I'll play some Fortnite with y'all. What's the latest on the JabroniCon plans? I'm most likely going to have to push it to a little bit later. I got a lot of family stuff going on right now that is causing me to not get everything nailed down that I need to get. So I'll let y'all know. I'll be the first one out, but it'll still fine. It's all right. No, you're right. You're right, Babe Water. Ain't no thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. ES just hammered all the way back up. Still can't give up the 8, which is incredibly bullish. The fact that we cannot give up the 8, we actually haven't done it since 940, incredibly bullish. So I would expect I'll be out of this put here in the next couple of minutes. I'm still all about the OM Nationwide Tour. If I had the time, I would, buddy. I just have kids. I can't spend the time to be around the country. But maybe when the kids are in college, I'll do it. NASDAQ is hammering. Apple's still going higher. Take them with you during the summers? Yeah. Oh, yep. I'm going to get out. Here we go. I'm out. Out. And in the week on a loss, I love it. Even if it's a small loss. Outskis. I guarantee you that put will be back profitable by the end of the day. Guaranteed. Watch. But I'm still out. Closed. In fact, it'll probably be on this candle. That's the liquidity sweep. 49.75. Tax write-off. Yeah, I'd like to do that. I definitely would like to do that. Yeah. Definitely. 49.68. Hoping Trader will let me take the kids around the country. Yeah, history lesson would be awesome. So 49.68 and going. Apple is still squeezing higher. XLF now joined the fund. So XLF, the financials started to go like that. And going 49.70 in blast mode. Man, NASDAQ is up 220 points from the market open. Absurd. Another 1.42%. What's the daily chart look like now? Yeah, new all-time highs there. Across the board. NASDAQ is almost at all-time highs. When do we release bad news to back up the bus for 49.37? I don't know. Do you talk about not having an R5? I didn't talk about that yet. I didn't post a level up here because there's very little data above this level. There's very little option chain positioning. There's very little over order flow, so I didn't know where to put an R5, and I didn't want to guess. So, yeah. And I don't use trend lines or anything like that to get me to get a level. 493. Yeah, so Euro market's closed. I'll give this a few more minutes here, and then we'll call that a day. NVIDIA is climbing up to 655.64. Blast mode. Meta is now up 20.4, still holding. Tesla got dunked on, 3% negative. How aggravating would it be to be a Tesla stockholder right now, seeing everything just freaking rocket, and yours is down 3%? Somebody out there is like, oh, I bought Tesla calls today and nothing else. Yeah, it sucks. Apple's 187, blasting. NASDAQ is up. ES is there. When I accepted that anything could happen, and now I'm probably going to be wrong. Anything can happen, 100%. $49.68. I'm up. I lost one account. I'm up $55 on another, and made up another $500 loss in the other for break even. Not sure what to call today, but I think I'll call it a day. There you go. Nice. This is very much a grind up day with no selling. So I don't know what to make of this right now. It'll probably be transacted before the end of the day, but right now it's straight up buying. I made my play. Didn't work out. Is that well ordered maybe a spoof? It could be. It could be a spoof. We'll see. It hasn't spoofed yet. But we'll see. That puts it as a very aggressive moves as of now. Now we're about 33 points up. The thing is, when it does change, it'll change on a dime. We'll see the order flow completely change. But right now, it's just substantially bullish. What's your opinion about Tesla? Do you think it's a tech stock or just a vehicle stock? To me, it's too volatile to take it seriously. So I don't know. I think it was a fanboy stock that went nuts, made a lot of people rich, and now it's kind of coming back into reality. But in terms of the makeup of tech or vehicle stock, I don't know. I'll tell you right now, they are following a very clear channel. Next stop, 167. When they price it like a car company, look out. Yeah. Do I have a position on Boeing? Yeah, I have a long-term hold on Boeing. Not a options position though. Someone thinks it'll be about $50 by the end of the year. Man, that would be insane. Did the red doji on the 15-minute indicate anything? Let's take a look. Are you talking about at 10:15 there? No, you're talking about 10:45. Yeah, still bullish. So, admittedly, that was a pure speculation put because all the price action was extremely bullish. We had two 15-minute bottom wicks, and then now obviously the red gulfing, and then the last bounce off the 8, that was the key indication there. And we went higher there. So we're riding the 8 EMA on the 5-minute up, which is the only time I use the 8 EMA is on a trend day. So that was the trend up there. On the 15-minute, we have green engulfing. That stopped us at 10:30. So we had the big green volume with the big green candle at 10:30 on the 15-minute, and then we chopped for 30 minutes, and then now we blast off. So there's been no weakness. There's absolutely no signs of weakness on the chart. There's no real top wicks that's held. There's no big red spikes in volume. We are entering into this 49.75, and they do have this crap down here. But this is just order flow positioning. Price action is not bearish at all. Even the relative weakness that we had in the market, because there was only 2 of the 10 X's were green. All 8 were red. Now, it's mostly green. So the relative strength is trimmed out away too. So aside from any major profit taking that kind of, takes you back a little bit, and coming out of nowhere, which we probably will get at some point, but we don't. There's no signs of that yet. So you have to speculate and see if you can catch it if you're going to play that move. Otherwise, long everything, long everything. When will be a good time to start buying stocks? Well, like Tesla now, I wouldn't buy Tesla. I think Tesla could still go lower. Again, I don't think Tesla's a very good long-term hold nowadays. I was wrong about it, I guess, in 2012 when, man, I hate that because I had a conversation. I remember being in boot camp way back when, and I remember the dude. I remember his name. I remember his face. I remember the conversation of him telling me that he's putting everything into Tesla. He showed me his portfolio, like he had Tesla holdings. I was like, what the crap are you talking about? Like, it's an electric car. Ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Dude's been buying for 12 years, 13 years straight. No telling how much money he made. So, I don't know. You know, in terms of other stocks, if you're young, start buying now. Dollar cost averaging very small into it. If you're middle aged like myself, 30s, then I would hold off until the end of the year. I'd wait for a drawdown because we're going to have a drawdown in equities and dollar cost average into that. If you don't know, then just do it. Dollar cost average. If you've got 20, 30, 40 years left, you don't need to be worrying about price action right now at all. Just buy. So, selling 100 billion worth of cars a year can't be that bad. Yeah, but back then I didn't know that. Still going 49.69. Nasdaq is still climbing higher there too. I mean, I buy it at 153. Oh yeah, 153 would probably be a good ad. Looking at the chart here, like I said, down here about 167 looks great too. 153 would be a pretty high confidence area, and I'd put a stop probably about 130 or so. Pre-corona lows. I mean, heck, that's way down there. $25. I don't think I'd ever go back down there. After this morning, I've noticed that on trend days like this, I'm always waiting for the reversal play. What could I do to keep my negative bias away? Look at the charts. If you are going to trade downside action, trade it small. Small speculation. Other than that, buy it up. This is a very, very strong trend. Yesterday and then today, they dumped it and then bought it back up. And it's all about liquidity grabs. And when you see the charts, if you look at it, you can tell what's going to happen. I mean, you could see the bullish flow. Bottom wick galore on the 15 minutes. Completely controlled by buy volume. And then market awareness is another part. Looking at Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, all the other players, and they're just rocketing. The index that's made up of the individual names is not going to go down if everything else is rocketing. Apple has gone straight up the entire morning. Exponential. In addition to everything else. I mean, there's no way it's going to go down. When's a good time to enter after a news rally? That's a open-ended question. I don't know. It depends on the price action. Sometimes you don't. I mean, if I am playing any kind of news, it's super small. Super, super, super small, like micros. So if you are going to take an entry after earnings, you got to wait for it to base, do its thing, and then open the market, because usually the data comes out an hour before the market. A lot of times the news events is used as liquidity for the market session. Rocket ship. ES just went from 57 to 74 and is rocketing. Now up 50-something points from the market open. NASDAQ still going. Yeah, I'm about to call it a day myself. It's been a fantastic week, man. Fantastic week. Trade with the trend. Month of getting beat over the head with that. Yeah. I had to do a lot of beating over the head this week. Tell y'all to buy every freaking dip. Buy it all. So, any questions, comments, concerns? Buy every TLT dip. I will once it dips a little bit further. Once we get under 90, I'll add. You as well, Vampire. Hope you had a fantastic week. More importantly, I hope you learned a lot. This week was a master class in liquidity. Watching what the market does and showing liquidity with the 60-minute bottom wicks. If you could do that, identify those 60-minute candles, man, it could treat you a lot. It could treat you very well. The whole theme the past week, in addition to the past 3 weeks, has been 60-minute bottom wicks, an absolute onslaught. And that was key. So, yeah, if you have any more questions about anything, please let me know. I'm going to be stepping away the rest of the day. It's been a long week, a lot of streaming. My voice is taking a beating, and I need to get outside and enjoy some of this beautiful sunshine that God has blessed us with here. So, hope you'll have a fantastic rest of the day. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you are Tier 2, we're going to be having our VPA session on Sunday in place of the normal Zoom call, although it's still going to be Zoom call. It's still going to be normal time, but it's going to be very much highlighting on VPA and discussing that. So, please, I'd encourage you to pick some subjects out of VPA and bring up questions so we can learn collectively and we can have an in-depth conversation about it in the book. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to challenge you with a couple of examples. So, have a fantastic day, and I'm out. Love you. See ya. Oh, I'm sorry. See ya.